My loving you meddling heartache. Your gift was such a sacred thing to me, and I just can't believe it's only a perfect memory. Heartache, heartache. What does it matter how much heartbreak? I should be happy with someone new, but my heart aches for you.
Heartaches. All my heartaches from last time I tried to do this. This is a record I found the other day just when I tried to get this turntable working. It was the first one I came across. It's called The Swinger's Holiday by Vic Schoen. Mercury. It's not in very good condition, but and the rest of the record isn't nearly as good as that first track, but that first track was a humdinger. So I thought I'd open with it since nobody's listening anyway. And look at all the people here. Hello, everybody. Paul, Fox Guy, AZ Mick, Tom's Vinyl Shack. Anybody I missed earlier on the comments? I was in the other room. I haven't pulled any records out. Is my title says I'm be playing trash records tonight, and this is what I tried to do the other night when I failed miserably. And again, this is from A Swinger's Holiday. I mean, you gotta love this cover. I mean, I love covers. I mean, I bought this for the cover, obviously. It's just so cool. So yeah, I'm gonna be playing album tracks, but just the first side when I do 78s and 45s. None of them in very good condition. But I bought this thing a couple years ago. It didn't come with a power supply. I finally found a power supply that worked. And it didn't sound that bad. The way I had it hooked up the other night was quieter and tinnier. I've hooked it up a different way tonight, and it doesn't take advantage of its own speaker, which doesn't sound that bad, believe it or not. But the way I've got it hooked up now, it's louder, and it's not using its own speaker though. So, but it doesn't sound that for what this is. This thing cost me $15, and for what it is, it actually doesn't sound bad. Hang on. I'm not looking at any of the comments here. There you go. I got two of those Tom's Vinyl. He's talking about the Nas on a ride. I wound up with two of those somehow. And it's weird. I think it's the only original I have. I think my other two are Rhino issues. Probably not gonna be hearing any Hendrix tonight, Paul. Sorry. But this is one I came across the other day. I forgot I had. It's I think it was. Let me see which side I played. No, I think it was this side. Uh, Forget what it's called because the price tag's covering it up. But it's on King. It's Billy Ward and the Dominoes, an original 78. So let's hear 78. And I think this was the side that I really liked. So here we go, Billy Ward and the Dominoes. And I'm sure they'll sing what this song is actually called. And yes, 78.
To lie and make somebody cry the way I'm crying now. As a rule, it's you yourself you fool each time you break the vow. I know in your heart you are sorry and blue. I love you so much that I'm forgiving you. I need to lie will someday make you cry the way I am I know in your heart you are sorry and blue. I love you so much that I'm forgiving you. I need to lie will someday make you cry the way I'm crying now. The way I'm crying now.
Billy Ward and the Dominoes, A Little Lie. And look, this thing has auto shut off, and normally it works. The next record I'm going to play, it doesn't work. It's going to stop it a hair short, but I'm going to let it do it. Anyway, that was on the King label, A Little Lie. I love 78s, but I don't have much to play them on, which is one of the reasons I bought this thing. So I can put them on my podcast easily, because this thing weighs about 2 pounds. So I just set it on top of my good turntable, which next time I do one of these, you'll see, because I have a different turntable now, new cartridge, and I am loving it. But I don't want to play trash records on it. And I wanted to play trash records. I've got a stack of records I've never gone through. I've got heaps of thrift store records I've never played anything on, albums. I've got 78s I rarely play. I did do a 78 show once, though. Was it Fox Guy said he's never heard me play, anything but 45s. I did do a 78 show once, and I did do a first songs from LPs once too, but I don't think that one went very well. Anybody? Yeah, you can't really read the label of 78 while it's playing. It just doesn't work. All right, now we'll do a 45. I'll change it up till I get tired of changing the speed constantly. But little 45 adapter it comes with, fits on there. This is the B-side of Georgie Fame's A Ballad of Bonnie and Clyde. And I like this. It's an instrumental called Beware of the Dog. I think this is fantastic. And this is the first 45 I pulled out the other day just to try out 45s on this thing. And I was like, this is great. So here we go. A little Georgie Fame and Beware of the Dog. Yeah, this one it doesn't play all the way through. The auto stop comes in. That was "Beware of the Dog" by Georgie Fame, B-side of his famous "The Ballad of Bonnie and Clyde." Great rockin' instrumental. I like that one a lot. Um, um, this is a Victrola, Paul. It's a little tiny thing. Literally, it's about a foot by like 3 inches high if it's that high. It has an amp in it. It has an FM radio. It has Bluetooth. Has a little speaker. And it doesn't sound that bad even on its own. I mean, it doesn't sound good, but it's way better than a Crosley or something. And I was shocked when I finally got it working, what it sounded like. It's not as bad as you'd think. And this sounds fairly good coming out of my system. I mean, it doesn't sound great. It's not, my normal setup or anything, but it's not half bad. So it's a cool little unit. And Jenny, good to catch you too. You missed the first song, Jenny. I'm not going to play it again, but I want to show you the cover because you would appreciate it. It's a Swingers Holiday, and it's just a great cover. And the song was pretty cool too. Welcome. Anyway, anything else I should have? What song you want me to? Oh, Shot of Rhythm and Blues. I don't know if I have that. I don't think I have that on a 45. And an album, it'd have to be the first track. And if it's a nice album, I don't want to play it. Because again, I'm using this thing. This isn't going to destroy your records. I refute the fact that these things destroy your records, but I still don't want to play my best stuff on it. Next up, this is another one I discovered just fooling around with this thing the other day. I can't even read. I should not be wearing my glasses. Jimmy Blue and his crew, bumming around. This is on King, so I assumed wrongly, very wrongly, that this would be, an R&B thing. This is sort of a country kind of track. Let's put it up to 78 again, or you'll all laugh at me. Okay, so here we go. On King, Jimmy Blue and his crew, bumming around, but I kind of like this. It's not great, but it's okay.
Got an old slouch hat, got a roll on my shoulder. I'm as free as the breeze and I'll do as I please, just a bumming around. Got a million friends, don't feel any older. I got nothing to lose, not even the blues, just a bumming around. Whenever worries start to bothering me, I grab my coat, my old slouch hat, hit the trail. You see, I ain't got a dime. Don't care where I'm going. I'm as free as a breeze, and I'll do as I please, just running around. Got a roll on my shoulder. I'm as free as a breeze, and I do as I please, just a bumming around. Got a million friends, don't feel any older. I got nothing to lose, not even the blues, just a bumming around. Whenever worries start bothering me, I grab my coat, my old slouch hat, hit the trail. You see, I ain't got a dime. Don't care where I'm going. I'm as free as the breeze and the dick was a plea. Just a bumming around.
Bumming around. Jimmy Blue and his crew on King Records. Yeah, this thing actually doesn't sound that bad. It's lacking bass. It's lacking tons of bass. But I don't think 78s have ever sounded better on anything I've ever owned than on this thing. You know, and if I had, a 78 stylus for it, they would be much quieter too. I mean, if I was using the right stylus, 78s would be better. But they're still okay. They're still very listenable. Okay, we're gonna go back to R&B here a little bit. This is one I don't know. I don't even have sleeves for most of these records. Some of the 78s I do. All the 45s, you'll see they're not even in a sleeve. They haven't been cleaned probably ever. And, some of them are 60 or 70 years old. Dancing Everywhere, Bob and Earl. I have no idea. I know who Bob and Earl are. And Baby It's Over is the other side. I don't know which is the A side. Dancing Everywhere sounds like it'll be the faster, better tune. So we're going to play that one. Change my speed again. And here we go. Bob and Earl, Dancing Everywhere, as we spin trashed 45s and other things as well.
Every time that I turn on my radio, let me tell you, baby, I get the feeling, that I wanna go. Ooh, no, not when I'm all alone, lonesome and rolled out my way. I put on my clothes, get clean and go downtown. 'Cause I wanna dance, Lord, I said I got to dance everywhere. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, what a feeling, how we hit you with the sun. Somewhere, somehow out there, I know you do the best of me. Pretty girl, everywhere out there, everything goes on. Ready for dance, we go fast, yeah, shake. Hey, yeah, dancing, baby. I said I got to dance everywhere.
Bob and Earl with Dancing Everywhere. Not quite as good as Harlem Shuffle, but decent enough. That was on the Merewood label. Never heard that before. Again, I'm playing no high fidelity tonight, folks. Playing trashed records. Even some LP tracks once in a while. 78s. 45s mostly. Here's a 78 that I may have played this once. This is a promo copy of this 78 on RCA Victor. It's a white label promo. And this is not shellac. This is a vinyl record. This probably has thin grooves, so this probably won't be noisy like most 78s. This is the Beachcombers and Natalie. Don't call me George, or don't call me Coach, call me George. I have no idea. I don't even have a sleeve for this one. It just sits around, gathers dust. Let me clean my needle once in a while because I'm playing really trashed, unclean records. And anyway, let's see what Don't Call Me Coach Call Me George sounds like.
Some years ago I signed to coach the football team at Penn. Today I'm known throughout the sporting lands. I fashion my formations from rhythmic orchestrations because you see I used to play with all the top name bands. If I'm ever introduced to you, there's just one thing that I insist you do. What's that? Don't call me Coach, call me George. Real George, that's me. My team don't train like other teams before the big games. They run through their plays to Dorsey, Goodman, and James. 11 cats with a beat, making football history. So come on out and see me, Jack. Pick my single swing attack, but brother, don't call me Coach, call me George. G-G-E, G-G-E-O-R, G-G-E-O-R-G-E. Don't call me Coach, call me George.
Okay, real George, all the way.
This gal's a living doll, and when she talks, I just drool. She never says I love you, she just says,
Man, you're cool.
Cornell came to town. We were tied up 3-3. And then I gave the crowd a lift.
With a boogie ship.
We won! Real George. G-G-E, G-G-E-O-R, G-G-E-O-R-G-E.
Don't call me Coach, man. Call me George.
Real George, that's me. We won our last 200 games, man, do you dig? We harmonize our signals and we walk through the gate. We swing and sway to the jive of our syncopated drive. With my boppers, you'll see we'll take over TV. So don't call me Coach, call me George. G-G-E, G-G-E-O-R, George. Take a tip and get hip. Call me George. George.
Well, that was an interesting one. Don't Call Me Coach, Call Me George by the Beachcombers and Nancy, a promo 78. And I was right. It has thin grooves. It wasn't nearly as noisy as normal. It's no noisier than a 45. And for as beat as this is, and has never been cleaned or anything, it actually sounded really good. 78s will surprise you too. 45s will surprise you at how good they sound. But 78s will too, if you have the right equipment to actually play them on. They sound great. I had a request for some Otis Redding, and I'm a little hesitant because the only Otis I have on 45 besides Christmas is this Record Store EP. But I will play one track from it. I don't know which one. I haven't looked at it. I just found it. I'll play Shake. So we'll play some Otis Redding. Hopefully, I always say these things don't destroy records, but here's the test. I should have showed you the record, huh? This is a Record Store Day from maybe 10 years ago. I don't know. It's an EP. I'll show you the cover again. But here we go. Otis Redding with Shake. Good enough.
That's the way you do it now. All gone, baby. Now, take it, yeah. You shake it like a bowl of soup, yeah. Ain't gonna do it, put your hand on the hip now. I'm gonna let your backbone slip. Move your body like your hip and just shake. Got to have it now. Keep on, push it back, shake, got to move, hey, out, a ring-a-ling-a-ling, honey, shaking it the greatest thing. But if you really roll, you got to do the thing I will. Now, take it with all your might. If you do it right now. Put your hand around your hip, yeah. Honey, you let the backbone slip now. You move your body like no hip. You just shake it. Got to do it. Got to have it now. Shake, 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 shake. Oh, shake. Yeah. If you want a real roll, man, do the thing it's so. Stay with all of my head. I get you and you right now. Just let your body loose tonight. Shake it, shake it, baby now. Got to have it. Shake early in the morning now. Shake it in the evening. Shake it all night long. 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 Yeah, in the morning, don't shake it.
Otis Redding by request, Shake from a Record Store EP from a few years ago. I miss singles from Record Store Day. That used to be a big thing. It's not anymore, and it's very sad. I need to say hello to some people. Kimba, Von Zipper, Paulina, Tull, anybody else I missed. Welcome. Thank you for stopping by. Take two of trying to play trash records. That wasn't a trash record, by the way, the Otis. It's a very nice record indeed. But I was not afraid, well, I was slightly afraid to play it on a Victrola record player. But I did, and I'm sure it's fine. I'm going to play a trash record. I have a stack of records that aren't in sleeves or anything that's close to, oh, 8, 9 inches high. That's where I'm getting most of the 45s from. And here's one I pulled from that stack, a newer one compared to everything else I've played. A Knight in Rusty Armor by Peter and Gordon on Capitol Records. So it's been a long time. I've heard this song, but it's been a long time. I don't actually even remember it. So here we go. Some Peter and Gordon.
Long ago in days of old, there lived a knight who wasn't quite as bold as a knight should be. He rode an old grey mare called Bess, searching for a damsel in distress, just to see if he could set her free. See the knight in rusty armor ride, chivalry. Rusty sword is hanging at his side with a rusty blade. Up the tower steps he sneaked, but as he moved his rusty armor squeaked such a mournful note. And all the sentries at their post thought it must have been the castle ghost. They jumped for their lives in the boat. So the knight in rusty armor, his family had no need to throw his trusty sword with a rusty blade. As he bent to kiss his bride, he found that he was rusted up inside in his battle dress. And I can't guess how they still got married and had twins. They came in tins. Every suit of armor ever made has a kink, chainmail pants with a missing link.
A Knight in Rusty Armor, a scratchy British invasion 45, as Tom put it on the Capitol label. The only copy of this I have, but it's just in a pile of. Most of these would sound better if they were cleaned up. None of these have been cleaned. At one time, I bought like a few hundred 45s, and I cherry picked over the couple of years the best ones, cleaned them up, put them in sleeves, did everything you're supposed to do. And it's not to say that at this point in time, because everybody's different all the time. At this point in time, there might be some gems in there that I just didn't consider at the time. So that's one of the reasons I'm going through them a little bit now. I'm going to do one more 45 and do a couple 78s again, maybe. Maybe I'll even go find an LP track. This is one of my favorite Fats Domino songs. I have 2 copies of this on 45. They're both trashed. All these records are trashed. But that's the great thing about trash 45s. They still play. They don't skip. 45s rarely skip. They're tough little things, and and that's why I like them. They're useful, even beat up, and no this thing hasn't had a sleeve for 70 years, and it's still, well, you'll hear it's not bad. I mean, one of my favorites by Fats Domino, great one.
Why don't we get along Everything I do wrong. Tell me what's the reason I'm not pleasing you. I may kiss you, but then you don't never see me again. Tell me what's the reason I'm not pleasing you. If you must keep me in doubt, how would I know what to do? You can change me about. I'll be what you want me to. Though I tried, yes I tried, still you never satisfied. Tell me what's the reason I'm not pleasing you. Why don't we get along? Everything I do wrong. Tell me what's the reason I'm not pleasing you. I may kiss you, but then you don't never say it should be again. Tell me what's the reason I'm not pleasing you. If you must keep me in doubt, how would I know what to do? You can change me about. I'll be what you want me to. Though I tried, yes I tried. Still you never satisfied. Tell me what's the reason I'm not pleasing you.
I never knew that song, and somebody used it very briefly in a commercial, and that's where I heard it, and I was just like, I knew it was fast right away, and I'm like, what is this? And I'm like, oh, I have it on a couple of B-sides. It was, by the way, it's a B-side to Blue Monday, if anybody's looking for it. And it's been on some hits collections and things too. I don't know if it was on one of his albums or not, but there you go. What's the reason I'm not pleasing you? That's Domino. Let's go back to a 78 or two. Little loungy. I don't know this one. I know the song. Actually, I don't know the song. This is a different 78 that I was going to play, but I've got it in my hand, so I'm going to play it anyway. This is Johnny Mercer. I love Johnny Mercer's voice. He's one of the greatest songwriters America has ever had. He's written so many classic songs, and he sang as well. And he also, this is the man that founded Capitol Records right here. This is the man. So Johnny Mercer is a legend, and more people should know about him. This is I Don't Care If It Rains All Night. And Johnny Mercer had almost like a hipster voice when he sang. He was just, there's a coolness about his voice. So anyway, I don't know this record. I may have played it once. I don't remember. But I Don't Care If It Rains All Night. Here's Mr. Johnny Mercer, founder of Capitol Records.
The clouds are threatening all day. Tonight they finally gave way. But as long as you let me stay, I don't care if it rains all night. Each time I head for the door, you kiss me goodnight once more, and it continues to pour. I don't care if it rains all night. When I read the weather report, I gave it a double take. That it's sure to rain for a week or more. Oh, what a lucky break. I should have gone home, I know, 100 kisses ago. But with the lights turned down low, I don't care if it rains all night. gave it a double shake. Said it's sure to rain for a week or more. Oh, what lucky break. I should have gone home, I know, 100 kisses ago. But with the lights turned down low, I don't care if it rains all night. Long as it's rains, we'll keep on dreaming. You hear me screaming. I don't care if it rains all night.
The great Johnny Mercer. I don't care if it rains all night. And by the way, for anybody curious about this turntable, I'll call it a turntable. This record player I'm using, it has auto stop, but you can turn it off. But if you turn it off and the power's on and it's on phono, it just spins. It never stops. That's why I'm using it, even though once in a while it does stop short on a record. Anyway, that was Johnny Mercer. I don't care if it rains all night. I want to see if this is cracked. I suspect this is cracked because of that repeated pop. Yes, it is slightly cracked, unfortunately. That's a shame. But that happens. The 78s a lot. I have a couple of cracked 78s. I didn't know this one was cracked though. But it is. What can you do? I'm playing another 78. This is the one I know the song, but I don't think I know her version. This is another Capitol 78, and this is K Star, Come On to My House, which of course Julie London did, but gosh, Rosemary Clooney had the big hit with Come On to My House on Capitol Records, another 78, and then we'll do something completely different after that. I had to turn that up really loud. Let me turn it down a little bit, and let's see what this one sounds like.
I've got an apple and a plum and a cake and a candy, a pomegranate too, just for you. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you candy. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you apple and a plum and a apricot too. Come on to my house, come on. Come on to my house, come on. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you a figs and dates and grapes and cakes. Come on to my house, come on. Come on to my house, come on. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you candy. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you everything. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you a marriage ring and a pomegranate too. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you a peach and a pear, and I love your hair. Come on to my house, come on. I'm gonna give you an Easter egg. I'm gonna give you everything. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you my house. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you wine and a dance and a phonograph too. Come on to my house, come on. Come on to my house, come on. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you all my wage and a bird in a cage. Yeah. Come on to my house, come on. Come on to my house, come on. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you candy. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you everything. You come home and you've got a wife, and you'll be happy all your life.
K-Star, Come On to My House. After hearing the three versions that I know now, I think that the hit version by Rosemary Clooney is my least favorite. That was great. And I thought that was fantastic. And Julie London does a really mellow, like really, you don't think K-Star is talking about Candy. You know Julie London isn't talking about Candy. That's just a fact. Okay, I'm gonna play a couple of first cuts from LPs. I'm gonna start off with a Pickwick album. And unlike most Pickwick albums, this does not list. Oh, it does. It doesn't on the cover. I was gonna say who does the songs. This is King's Road. This is one of these record ripoff records where you ordered it on TV and it has a bunch of hit songs on it, and you get it home and you find out it's not the original artist. It's just somebody that's not very good. I collect these things, and I found this one the other day, and this one is not in good shape. Oh, I forget I have to stick it out the back. Tiny little turntable. Anyway, here's the cover of this album. And it's called Super Hits Volume 10. It's the smallest thing on the cover is the album title. And there's tons and tons of these things, and you'll never get them all. It's a silly thing to collect, but when I find them for $1 or less, I pick them up regardless of condition. And that's the other weird thing about these records. They're always trashed, and it's like, who played these things? But anyway, this is King's Road's version of Daniel. Try to enjoy it. Here we go.
Then you just traveling out on the plane. I can see the red tail lights headed this way. It ain't no end. I can see that you're waiting by. But it looks like Daniel must be the clouds in my eyes. They say Spain is free, though I'll never be. Daniel says best places I've ever seen. Oh, well, he should know he's been there enough. Lord, I miss Daniel. Oh, I miss him so much. Oh, Daniel, my brother, you are older than me. Do you still feel the pain? But the scars that form in your eyes have died. But you see more than I. You're a star in the back of the sky. And you're my brother, you are older than me. Do you still feel the pain? But the scars that won't heal, your eyes have died. But you see more than I. You're a star in the back of the sky. Then you just drive now me. I can see the red tail lights and you spread
Wow, that went on. That was King's Road with their version of Daniel. And I'll be honest, King's Road, as far as these bands go, King's Road was by far the best of there's 20 companies doing this, and King's Road had the best band on Pickwick. They really did. But vocally, to me, he sounds more like John Denver than he does Elton John. So it's not great. If I can find one, I'll play a really bad one from a really bad company a little later. Um, but there you go. Um, and and as far as making a cover your own, the whole idea was they were supposed to sound as much like the original as you could to fool people. They didn't want to get these all back, after people bought them. Um, So the idea was to make it sound as much like the original as you could and fool people, at least for a second. And yeah, this next one, I have no idea. This is Joanne Castle, who played organ. Um, Here she is. There's Joanne. And this is Joanne's rousing rendition of the Ballad of Jed Clampett from the Beverly Hillbillies, played on organ. So how can this possibly be bad? It can't. This has to be like the best thing we've ever heard. So here we go. Joanne Castle playing the Beverly Hillbillies theme. Enjoy. If it comes on, come on. Okay, that's not fair. Joanne Castle usually plays organ, not honky tonk piano. That was almost good in a way. That's not fair. I wanted to hear that on organ really badly. I've never known her to play piano ever. It's always organ. Man, I'm upset. Anyway, that was Joanne Castle with the Ballad of Jed Clampett. But she is playing a piano on the cover. I'll give her that. But everything else I have by her is on organ. So that's not fair. Come on. Anyway, let's carry on now. What do I want to do now? Let's play a '60s tune. Well, not that wasn't a '60s tune. This is a pretty good song. Actually, I'm gonna play the other side. I'm gonna play "Lost in My World" by the Outsiders because it has a big thing on it that they need. Oh wait, I mean I can rub it off. Wow, look at that! I just cleaned a record with my thumb. "Lost in My World" is basically "Time Won't Let Me" with new lyrics. It's the big hit with new lyrics. If you don't know the song, And if you do know the hit, anyway, here's the Outsiders with Respectable. And I'm still mad at Joanne Castle for playing the piano. Here we go, the Outsiders. Yeah.
I waited, but you never returned. 1,000 times I cried, but you never heard a word. I keep calling, your name, but the feeling that I have is just not the same. Lost in my world, but that's all she had. And a memory of love. I can love you, oh, you, that's true. But I have been in memories of you. Lost in my world, but that's all she had. And a memory of wait, but you never returned. 1,000 times I cried, but you never heard a word. I keep calling, your name, but the feeling that I have is just not the same. Lost in my heart, but that's all she had. Why you make me cry? I feel it crying, crying. I feel the baby say I wanna die, die. I feel the baby say I
The Outsiders with Lost in My World, sounding exactly like Time Won't Let Me. If you got a good formula, you might as well stick with it, right? I'm sure the band actually wasn't happy with that at all, but that's what happened. And there you go. Respectable is I don't know who wrote that, but the Animals did a version of Respectable, and it's at least different than Lost in My World and Time Won't Let Me. You guys in the comments, I can't catch all the comments, but I'm trying. We're talking about Claudine Longet. Well, I've never played this, but I've got a Claudine Longet record, and I'm going to play her version of Everybody's Talking rather than Something, because I'm much less likely to get a copyright thing on Everybody's Talking than I am on Something. So we'll hear some Claudine Longet and her version of Something on A&M Records. And here we go. Should be interesting. Not Something. Everybody's Talking. Oops.
Everybody's talking at me. I don't hear a word they say. Only the echoes of my mind. People stop and stare. I can't see their faces, only the shadows on their walls. Going where the sun keeps shining through the golden rain. Going where the weather suits my clothes. Thinking of a friend just me, sailing on a summer breeze. Skipping over the ocean like a stone. Going where the sun keeps shining through the golden rain. Going where the weather suits my clothes. Banging over to the northeast wind, sailing on a summer breeze. Skipping over the ocean like a stone. Everybody's talking at me. I don't hear a word they say. Only the echoes of my mind. I won't let you leave my love behind. I won't let you leave my love behind. I won't let you leave my love behind.
Claudine Langer, as we hear some definite bad record noise at the end of that one on A&M Records from Run Wild, Run Free. And yes, Claudine Langer was a killer. We all know the story. But doesn't stop me playing her records. Well, not that I've ever played one. I actually haven't. I think it's the only one I have, and I've never played it. I hear it on ski lodge sometimes, but I've never played, as far as I can remember, a Claudine Langer record. And I forgot a while ago to say hello to L7. Hello, L7. Great to see you. Haven't talked to you in quite a while. Yeah, why not? I'm gonna play. This record's probably pretty beat, but it's a 45 by a guy we lost last year. Or has it been 2 years already? Mike Nesmith, one of his first post Monkees solo singles. This is Joanne, and it's a nice record, and I miss Nez. So here we go, Mike Nesmith with Joanne.
Her name was Joanne, and she lived in a meadow by a farm. And she touched me for a moment with a look that spoke to me of her sweet heart. And the woman that she was drove her on with desperation. And I saw as she went, it was no hopeless situation for Joanne and the man and the time that made them both run. She was only a girl, I know that well, but still I could not see that the hold that she had was much stronger than the love she felt for me. But stay with her, and my little bit of wisdom broke down her desires like a light through a prism into yellows and blues and that I could not have sung. Though the essence is gone, I have no tears to cry for her, and my only thoughts of her behind. Her name was Joanne, and she lived in a meadow by a pond. And she touched me for a moment with a look that spoke to me of her sweet love. And the woman that she was struggled on with desperation, and I saw as she went a most hopeless situation for Joanne and the man and the time that made the hope run. For Joanne and the man and the time that made the hope run.
And you can tell when they're slightly longer 45s because this thing is going to shut them off. Again, you can turn that feature off on this record player, but then the platter just spins constantly. So I'm using it. Mike Nesmith and the First National Band with Joanne, and you're quite welcome, Tom, and anybody else that like that song. It's a great record. I mean, it wasn't a huge hit, and you can kind of see why. You know, a little slow or whatever, but it's a great, great song. I was just going through that stack of 45s, and I found one I did not know I had. Everybody covered this song. Ringo covered it fairly recently, I think. The Beatles did it back in their early days, and a lot of people have done it. This is Ronnie Donegan and his Skiffle group. That's what it says on the label. And this is the hit version of the Rock Island Line. Again, didn't know I had this record.
Now this here's the story about the Rock Island Line. The Rock Island Line, she runs down into New Orleans. And just outside of New Orleans, there's a big toll gate. And all the trains, they go through the toll gate while they got to pay the man some money. But of course, if you got certain things on board, you're okay. You don't have to pay a man nothing. And just now, we see a train, she coming down the line. And when she come up to the toll gate, the driver, he shout down to the man. He say, I got pigs, I got horses, I got cows, I got sheep, I got all livestock, I got all livestock, I got all livestock. The man say, well, you all right, boy, just get on through, you don't have to pay me nothing. And the train go through. And when you go through the toll gate, the train get up a little bit of steam and a little bit of speed. And when the driver think he's safely on the other side, you shout back down the line to the man. He said, I fooled you, I got a pig iron, I got a pig iron, I got old pig iron. Now I'll tell you where I'm going, boy. Down the Rock Island Line is a mighty good road. The Rock Island Line is a road to ride. Yes, the Rock Island Line is a mighty good road. And if you go to ride, you got to ride like you find to get the ticket at the station on the Rock Island Line. I may be right, you may be wrong. You know you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. Down the Rock Island Line is a mighty good road. The Rock Island Line is a road to ride. Yes, the Rock Island Line is a mighty good road. And if you go to ride, you got to ride like you find to get the ticket at the station on the Rock Island Line. Hey, I'm safe from sin. Good Lord coming for to see me again. Down the Rock Island Line, she's a mighty good road. The Rock Island Line is the road to ride. Yeah, the Rock Island Line is a mighty good road. And if you go to ride, you gotta ride it like you find to get the ticket at the station on the Rock Island Line. If
ABC, WXYZ. Cat's on the cover, but he don't see me. Down the Rock Island Line, he's a mighty good road. The Rock Island Line is a road to ride at. The Rock Island Line is a mighty good road. If you won't ride, you got to ride like a fighter. Get sticky that station on the Rock Island Line. Rock Island Line is a mighty good road. Rock Island Line is a road to ride at. The Rock Island Line is a mighty good road. If you won't ride, you got to ride like a fighter. Get sticky that station on the Rock Island Line.
And there you go, Lonnie Donegan and his skiffle group on London Records. Really not a nice copy of this record, Rock Island Line. But like I said, I didn't know I had it. So there you go. A beat record is better than no record at all. I haven't pulled anything out yet. Yeah, let's do this. Let's this is an EP that I didn't know I had. It's filthy. But it's cool I have this song on an EP because I had no idea. Here's some Frank Sinatra. Let's play a little bit of Old Blue Eyes from an EP called Our Town. It's songs from our town, I guess. And everybody will know that if you know, even you younger people, if you know one Frank Sinatra song, it's probably this one. Here's the theme from Married with Children.
Love and marriage go together like a horse and carriage. This I tell you, brother, you can't have one without the other. Love and marriage, it's an institute you can't disparage. Ask the local gentry, and they will say it's elementary. Try to separate them. It's an illusion. Try, and you will only come to this conclusion. Love and marriage go together like a horse and carriage. Dad was told by mother, you can't have one, you can't have none, you can't have one without the other. Try to separate them. It's an illusion. Try, and you will only come to this conclusion. Love and marriage go together like a horse and carriage. Dad was told by mother, you can't have one, you can't have none, you can't have one without the other.
There you go. Frank Sinatra, the chairman of the board, explaining why I'm using this setup for Brindley. Hello, Brindley. I'm playing trash records tonight. And this record actually isn't that bad, but it's filthy. And I'm not cleaning any of these. It's filthy. I think if I clean it up, it won't sound great, but it will sound better than that. That was pretty horrible. And this next one is covered in dust. I can actually see the dust. I'm actually wiping it off with my hand. It's so dusty. I have no idea what this is. This is the Elegants. Their hit was Little Star, which is a very mellow song, but this one's Getting Dizzy. And I'm hoping for a more upbeat record than Little Star. We'll find out. And what's anybody else? Any beat up power pop 45s? I can look and see what I can. It doesn't have to be beat up. I'm just trying to go through some stuff. But I took one request of a not beat up record. I suppose I can take another one. I disagree with that Fox guy. Sorry, Sinatra is one. He's not as good as Bobby Darin in my opinion, but he's close. And they're my two favorite male vocalists of that genre. So I disagree with that. I think Sinatra was cool. But anyway, on Apt Records, here's Getting Dizzy by The Elegance. Let's see what this sounds like on a really, really, really dusty record.
I'm getting dizzy, better wine. Oh, my girlfriend, she dragging me down. If people tell me long, I'm getting dizzy. Oh, I'm getting dizzy. Oh, yeah. Oh, my taking medicine. Well, that's no good. It didn't cure me. And I'm going for the doctor said it made me sick. Just because from my fix, I'm getting dizzy. Oh, I'm getting dizzy. Oh, yeah. But it's no good. It didn't cure me, and I thought it would. The doctor said it made me sick. Just because from my fix, I'm getting dizzy. Oh, dizzy. I'm getting dizzy. Oh, yeah.
Now that's what I'm talking about. That should have been the hit right there. Getting Dizzy by The Elegance. Now that I've never really liked doo-wop, but if all doo-wop sounded like that, I'm in. That was fantastic. That's one of the few I'm really happy that I played because I'll remember those and they'll make it to my podcast eventually. Anyway, I got our power pop request. Now this is not a trash record. In fact, I love the single version. It's just a slightly different mix than the album version of this. And I've got it in mono and stereo. I'm going to play the stereo side, I think. Not that you guys will hear it in stereo, but now I'll play the mono side because, anyway, I didn't tell you what it was. This is the records with Teen-A-Rama. This is a white label promo version. Stereo on the blue side, mono on the white side. And this is probably my favorite record song. It's one of my favorite power pop songs. This is just a great record. So you want some power pop? Here's some power pop. Here's the records. And listen to the difference.
I wanted a holiday. You sure had a lot to say every night. I thought that young girl, you told me the world I was right. Can you count up? is all you ever dream. The way you smile, the way you wave. Tina Rama, job giving me. Tina Rama, injections in the knee. Tina Rama, I know that little drama. Gimme drama. I want you to change your side. Take me to another I ran into that process. Then you went and lost the sugar candy. It's all you ever need. You're so skinny, you're so sweet. Tina Rama, job giving me. Tina Rama, injections in the knee. Tina Rama, I know that little drama. Gimme drama. One day, 2 days, new way, easy, daddy shot, coffee bar, birds rock, to rock. The way you smile, the way you play. Tina Rama, job giving me. Tina Rama, injections in the knee. Tina Rama, I know that little drama. Gimme drama. Drama.
Sorry, I'm doing a balancing act here, trying to keep all of this stuff. I've got piles of records that I'm going through. That was Tina Rama by The Records. Probably my favorite record song. I just love it. And I realized I didn't even show you guys. I have it in a promo copy in a cardboard picture sleeve, which is pretty cool, which means it holds up really well because it's, cardboard. Yeah, I love Power Pop, love the records, and that's a great record. All right, we're gonna do something really good. I was looking through records, so I haven't looked at any of you guys' comments. Sorry, but talk amongst yourselves, please. I've got my 45s balanced on this round thing, and it's not working out that great. I'm gonna change it up quite a bit here, and I'm gonna play a very early Dickie Goodman record. This is Buchanan and Goodman back when he had a partner. And this is The Flying Saucer. And if you don't know about Dickie Goodman, he made up little stories and took hit records of the day and immersed them in his little stories. And that was his shtick. He did it through the late 70s, probably into the 80s, actually. And he started in the 50s. And this, if it's not his first record, it's one of his first 3 anyway. So here we go. Buchanan and Goodman.
We interrupt this record to bring you a special bulletin. The reports of a flying saucer hovering over the city have been confirmed. The flying saucers are real.
Feel what I feel, what my heart can't conceive.
That was the Clatters recording Too Real. We switch you now to our on-the-spot reporter downtown.
Come on, baby, let's go downtown.
Take it away, John Cameron.
This is John Cameron downtown. Pardon me, madam. Would you tell our audience what would you do if the saucer were to land?
Get back in the air.
Thank you. And now the thin gentleman there.
What I'm gonna do is hard to tell.
The gentleman with the guitar. What would you do, sir?
Just take a walk down the street.
Thank you. We return you now.
This is from your outer space disc jockey with a request for Earth.
Earth angel.
That was the Pelicans Outer Space recording Earth. I've just been handed a bulletin. The flying saucer has just landed. We switch you again downtown.
Here we are again. We have with us Professor Sir Cedric Clintingmold of the British Institute. The professor is approaching the saucer to see if there's possibly any sign of life aboard.
Well, I'm sure something. Are you there?
I hear you knocking, but you can't come in.
That was Lapping Lewis's record. Knocking.
This is John Cameron on the spot. And now I believe we're about to hear the words of the first spaceman ever to land on Earth. And now here are the bowl scores.
4-3, 6-2, and 8-1.
The impact of seeing the first spaceman has this reporter reeling.
Here I go reeling.
That was the Clatters again with their big one. Oh!
This is John Cameron again downtown. The spaceman has returned to his ship and is taking off. We return you now to our studios.
The flying saucer has gone. There is no threat of an invasion. However, the flying saucers are still around.
That was Buchanan and Goodman with the Flying Saucer, which of course is a takeoff on War of the Worlds. Now here's my question. Type yes or no in the comments. Would you like to hear part 2? I can flip the record over and we can hear part 2, or we can move on to something else. I'll give you guys just a minute and then we'll see what we're gonna do here. We can hear the Flying Saucer part 2 or not. No, says Fox Guy. Any other votes? Oh, it's tied. 1 no, 1 yes. Von Zipper says yes. Anybody else want to weigh in on this? Because I'm totally gonna do what you guys say. Right now it's tied, so I at least need a tiebreaker. Paul says yes. Starman Brindley says yes. Sorry, Fox Guy. We're going to hear part 2 of Buchanan and I can't remember his name. Goodman with the Flying Saucer. I don't know that I've ever heard part 2, to be honest. Heard part 1 tons, but you know they play part 2 on the radio. There we go. Part 2. Oh, sorry about it, guys.
We are not going to interrupt this record. Yes, we are. The Flying Saucer has landed again. Washington. The Secretary of Defense has just said, that was Skinny Dynamo's record. That's a shame.
This is John Cameron part 2. Gathered around me are several of the spacemen. Tell us, have you come to conquer the world?
And
now would you repeat that in English?
Don't want the world to have and hold.
I wanted to go back where you came from!
Don't be angry and drive me away.
We return you now to our studios.
Here is a news item from Washington. The president has just issued a statement to the spacemen, and we quote, "He'll be doing anything to lay off of my balloon suede shoes." That was Pa Gherkin's record, Shoes. We switch you again downtown.
This is John Cameron downtown. Professor Cedric of the British Institute, tell us, how were the saucers able to land?
Where do you see the motor cool down? The heat went down. That was Huckleberry's recording. The motor cooled down.
This is John Cameron again. I believe the spaceman has a final parting word.
See you later, alligator.
We return you now to our studio.
The spacemen have gone again, but look to the skies. The saucers will always be there.
Always be there.
Buchanan and Goodman, Part 2. Oh, yeah. Their version of the War of the Worlds, basically, Flying Saucer Part 2. On it's got reissued on a major label. I can't remember what one it was, but this is an original 45 on Luniverse Records. I'm assuming their own label. I don't know. Paulina made an interesting comment not very long ago. So I'm not even going to show you the record or anything. I'm just going to put it on. And this one's for you, Paulina. I can't really disagree with you. And this is not a trash record, although it sounded like one, but it shouldn't be.
Sleeping down the slide, sleeping down the high, been told a long time ago. Sleeping down the slide, sleeping down the high, been told a long time ago. I've been told, baby, you've been bold, I won't be your fool no more. Won't make a night, nothing but a job, I done got it real time. Won't make a night, nothing but a job, I done got it real time. Sleeping outside and peeping out the hide, I won't be your fool no more.
It figures I pull out a good 45 and I get my first skip of the night, doesn't it? I think this is a reissue, but I'm sure it's a reissue. But on the specialty label, Little Richard, Slippin' and Slidin'. I played that for Paulina, who thinks he sings better than Elvis, and I can't disagree with that, to be honest. I just can't. And I just had something. Here it is. I've been looking for this for like a half an hour, but I found it. So we all know what this is. We all know why I'm playing it. I couldn't find it. I found it. Here we go. Here's Kimba's song, everybody. man. Here, I'm gonna hit the button. We'll hear the end. There we go. There's the end. Oh man, The Grooviest Girl in the World by The Fun and Games on Uni Records. Great record. Love this record. It really is a great record. And we don't know why I play it. Okay, I don't know what I'm going to play next. I've been looking for a record by a certain artist and I haven't been able to find it. So let's see here. What have we got? I may have found one record by, you think. But anyway, I'm looking for something. Okay, this looked interesting. I have no idea what it is. I mean, a lot of these, I'm going back to my trashed records because that's what we're supposed to be doing here. This is on Minute Records. It's called Moanin' and Screamin' Part 1 by Diamond Joe. I have no idea, but I'm hoping that there's a bunch of moaning and screaming in it. This is what I'm hoping. And I'll try to find something to play once it's over.
My baby left me. She didn't even say goodbye. My baby left me. All I could do was cry. I said I could cry. When that little girl left me, I had to hang my head in shame. I had to look way back. I wanted to think why that girl put me down for some other man. I'm trying to tell you, my baby, to left me. I got me something. I got me something I wanna know. I said my baby left me. Hey, baby. Now when that girl left me, all I could do was cry. When she left me, I couldn't even close my eyes. She left me screaming. She left me moan.
Well, he was doing a lot of moaning, but not very much screaming. That was Moaning and Screaming on Minute Records by, I forgot already, Diamond Joe. No idea, but it's a blues shouter, kind of blues moaner more than a blues shouter, I guess. Just went looking for something more upbeat once that came on, and I found this, an original 78 by the Bobettes, Mr. Lee. This is getting later in the 78 period, but it's still shellac at this point in time. But this is, heading towards getting more into the 45 days at this point in time. But this is a great record. So here we go, Mr. Lee, the Bobettes on an original 78.
One, two, three. Look at Mr. Lee. 3, 4, 5. Look at him die, Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee. Oh, Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee. Oh, Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee. Oh, Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee. I'm in my dream. Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee. I'm in my dream. Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee. Oh, he's dancing in the street. That's everything. My heart is aching for you, Mr. Lee. My heart is aching for you, Mr. Lee. 'Cause I love you so, and I never let you go. Oh, Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee. Oh, Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee. Oh, Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee. Oh, Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee. Because Mr. Lee, come for me. It's all Mr. Lee, come for me. He's my love boy, let's jump the joy. Come on, Mr. Lee, and do your stuff. Come on, Mr. Lee, and do your stuff. Oh, it's gonna be nice, all night. 1, 2, 3. Look at Mr. Lee. 3, 4, 5. Look at him die. 1, 2, 3. Look at Mr. Lee. 3, 4, 5. Look at him die. Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee. Oh, Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee. Oh, Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee. Oh, Mr. Lee,
Mr. Lee by the Bobettes on an original Atlantic 78. And hello, Darren. I should have said hello to you earlier, but it's hard to do everything. You know, I had things on my mind, and I saw you come up, and I didn't. And nice meeting you the other night, and thanks for stopping by. There you go, an original. I'm going to play some more, a few more 78s, because I'm not going to have this little turntable hooked up forever, for very much longer, to be honest. So I thought I would play a few more 78s while I can. And some of these I played before, because I did spin 78s one night, and I'm pretty sure I played this one. This is an interesting record. This was a hit. This is The Sportsman and Mel Blanc on Capitol Records, and this is Woody Woodpecker. And yes, it is that Woody Woodpecker, and Mel Blanc did voice Woody Woodpecker. Yeah, that's what this is. This is The Sportsmen were the vocal group on the Jack Benny Show, and of course Mel Blanc was on the Jack Benny Show as well. So this is basically a Jack Benny record, and that's probably why it was a hit.
That's the Woody Woodpecker song. He's a pecking it all day long. That's the Woody Woodpecker too. Make the other woodpeckers move. Throw a dozen bakes to the doll and the den. All the lady woodpeckers long. That's the Woody Woodpecker song.
Woody Woodpecker serenade.
be moony and bright, and the fire will be alive with the Woody Woodpecker song.
That was the Sportsman was Mel Blanc and Woody Woodpecker. Now, there's a story behind this record. I don't remember how I found out, but I found out that Mel Blanc and the Sportsman did this record. And within a week, I went to my thrift store and they got in a huge stack of 78s. And the same week I found out about this record, there it was. And I was like, this has happened to me more than once, but I was just amazed, you know. So for 29 cents or whatever I paid, it's not in great shape, but it's a rarity. You're not gonna, I don't think it's on CD, folks. I don't think you can stream it on Spotify. What else we got here on 78? Yeah, I'll play this one. We're gonna do some blues here, some genuine blues. Why Don't You Haul Off and Love Me by Bull Moose Jackson. If anybody's ever ordered a record from Bull Moose Records, this is the man who they took their name from, Bull Moose Jackson. He was a blues shouter. He did the original version of Leave My Kitten Alone. He did the original version of Big 10-inch Record. This is the guy. He was pretty cool. Why Don't You Haul Off and Love Me? Mr. Bull Moose Jackson on 78.
They say a love ball hits you at the age of 43. I'm not telling I ain't, but something got a hold of me. I'm just craving some love in the old-fashioned way. Honey, let me and listen to all I have to say. Why don't you haul off and love me one more time? Why don't you squeeze me until I'm turning right? If you don't come off and love me like I want you to do, I'm going to haul off and die over you. Now, darling, come on, little go. Put your little hand in mine. Let me feel your arms about me. Honey, please don't change your mind. For my love gets hard to bother. As I hold you close to mine, I'm bound to have a lot of loving waiting for me on the line. Why don't you haul off and love me one more time? Why don't you squeeze me until I'm turning right? If you don't cut off and love me like I want you to do, I'm going to haul off and die over you. I can feel your warmth, feel your presence all the time. I can feel the matrimony rolling up and down my spine. I don't believe that love will hurt you, cause it feels so nice and kind. It seems my soul to heaven when your love is on the line. Why don't you haul off and love me one more time? Why don't you squeeze me until I'm turning right? If you don't cut off and love me like I would.
And that's the end of that one, apparently. That's probably the most trashed record I've played tonight. Somebody clearly played this a lot with a very worn needle. I mean, if you don't know, 78, you're supposed to change the needle like every second record or something like that. This one sounds like it was played 100 times with the same needle, unfortunately. But great record. Bull Moose Jackson, Why Don't You Hoff and Love Me on King. Good night, Kimba. Have a good night. Keep listening as long as you stay awake, and see you soon. Thanks for coming. I always appreciate it when you show up. The next, I'm gonna play at least one more 78, and then maybe I'll switch it up a little bit. But this next one is another vinyl 78. So this will have narrow grooves. And anybody watch Max Stevens? He's moved now. He doesn't live in Texas anymore. But he did a video the other day. He was I Buy Old Records. He used to joke about this label constantly. Those damn Abbott records. He'd see them everywhere. There's interesting stuff on Abbott. And this is the Castro Sisters. I have a 45 by them. I love because Thurl Ravenscroft is on it. But he's not on this one. But this is Teach Me Tonight, another vinyl 78. So this should sound much better than that last one. And this is Teach Me Tonight by the DeCastro Sisters. But it doesn't.
Did you say I've got a lot to learn? Well, don't think I'm trying not to learn. Since this is the perfect spot to learn, teach me tonight. Starting with the ABC of it, right down to the XYZ of it. Help me solve the mystery of it. Teach me tonight. The skies are blackboard high above you. If a shooting star goes by, I'll use that star to write I love you. 1,000 times across the sky, one thing isn't very clear, my love. Should the teacher stand so near, my love? Graduation's almost here, my love. Teach me tonight. One thing isn't very clear, my love. Should the teacher stand so near, my love? Graduation's almost here, my love. Teach me tonight. Teach me
The Castro Sisters and Teach Me Tonight on Max Stevens' favorite record label, Abbott Records. And I thank you guys for saying my stream sounds good, but it's shocking me because from where I'm sitting, there is no bass whatsoever. That's what's the only thing missing from this setup. It's got wonderful highs and some good mids, but there's no bass whatsoever. And the fact that you guys think this sounds good, I'm glad, but it normally sounds way better when I'm using my better turntable. And like I said, I have a new well, it's not a new, it's a vintage, about 79 or 80 turntable, and I got a new cartridge for, and I am loving the sound of that. The next stream I do will be that, but it will be pristine 45s because I want to keep this needle good as long as I can. That's why I'm playing trash stuff tonight. But you can kind of see it. It's this right here. If you can you even see? It's weird. You can't. Should be able to. I guess you can't really see down below. That's really weird. Well, anyway, trust me, it's right here. This is my other turntable. And I'm in love with it. I haven't been in love with a turntable in a long time, but I'm in love with this one. Anyway, we're gonna pep things up a little bit after that. We're gonna hear a great Beach Boys B-side with "Let 'Em Run Wild" on Capitol Records from what, 64 probably, 64 or early 65 at the latest. I haven't cleaned my needle in a minute. We do that. Here we go. "Let 'Em Run Wild" by the Beach Boys.
When I watched you walk with him, tears filled my eyes. And when I heard you talk with him, I couldn't stand his lies. Now, before he tries it, I hope you realize it. Run wild, he don't care. Run wild, you find out. Hey, run wild, he don't care. But you know I'm good for him. He'll do the same to other girls that he did to you. Then one day he'll run into one that's gonna hurt him too. Oh, you ain't too old. I'm gonna take you home. All the dreams you shared with him, you might as well forget. I know you've been true love, and that's what you get. Now that you love me, we'll be good and it's great. Don't
The Beach Boys, "Let 'Em Run Wild" from mid-65 apparently. I knew it couldn't be any later than that. B-side of the California Girls 45 on Capitol Records. Not a very nice copy. I have something picked out, but I'm not in love with it. We'll play this, which is probably the B-side. This is Leslie Gore on Mercury Records. "That's the Way the Ball Bounces." I have no idea, don't know the song. But it sounds like it might be peppier than the A-side. And if you guys know me, I like peppy. Here we go, Leslie Gore.
He doesn't love me. That's the way the world bounces. That's the way the world bounces. That's the way the beat comes. Yes, that's the way it is. It's not like who ignores it. That's the way the world bounces. That's the way the world bounces. That's the way the beat comes. Yes, that's the way it is. I tried to put my heart out. I have tried to make myself realize that no one gets just what he asked for. That's the way the world dances. That's the way the world dances. That's the way the beat comes. And that's the way. Oh, that's the way. Yes, that's the way. That
Well, not as upbeat as I hoped. Leslie Gore, That's the Way the Ball Bounces on Mercury Records. How many people are out there? And it's dropping and going up. Not that many. I'm going to do this for another half an hour at most. But there you go, Leslie Gore on Mercury Records. This next one is one of my favorite female vocalists, but I don't know either side of this record. I got a feeling one side's going to be up and one side's going to be down. Well, I'm going to take a chance to play the A side. This is Demita Jo. I'll Be There. I love Demita Jo. She has such a great voice. I'm no fan of Janet Jackson, but she's like Janet Jackson's possibly favorite singer of all time. She named an album Demita Jo after Demita Jo. I'll try I'll Be There on Mercury. It's a promo copy on Mercury. And I'll give it a try. I don't know. But she has an album on Epic that I'm in love with. But we'll see what this one's like.
you can reach the top or suddenly drop all your burdens. I'll gladly bear. Just run to my arms, yeah, right, all right. No matter what happens, I'll be there. And darling, I'll be there. Oh, I'll be there to protect this love we share. If your friends desert you, yes, when things go wrong, you can always be sure I care. When you face each dawn and you think you can't go on, you know I'll be there. Oh, darling, I'll be there. Yes, I'll be there. I'll always be there. Be there. Whoa, be there. Yes, I'll always be there. Whenever you're in trouble, darling, be there. You know I'll be there. I'll always be there.
Well, I know Mercury Records made her do some answer songs early in her career, but I did not know this was one of them. I'm glad I found out. I mean, clearly this isn't the best record in the world, but it's kind of cool. And for those that don't know, that used to be a thing in the late 50s and 60s. Answer songs. So you have a hit record, and some label would make an artist record an answer song to that record to try to get, you know, some traction from that record to have a hit of their own. And clearly, "I'll Be There" by Demita Jo on Mercury Records was an answer song to Benny King's "Stand By Me." It's nothing that she would have wanted to do. It's something that her record label would have forced her to do. But I didn't know I had it, and I'm glad I found out. I'll probably play that on my show at some point, clean it up. Anyway, I got a request for some Partridge Family. This is a little bit later Partridge Family, "Looking Through the Eyes of Love." That, like I said, one of their later singles. Of course, on the Bell label, David Cassidy would be on lead vocal.
In the eyes of the world, I'm a loser, just wasting my time. Can't make a dime. In the eyes of the world, being born was my first big mistake. I can't get a break. But in the eyes of our woman, I stand a hero, a giant, man who's as tall as can be. And if you can see that she's looking through the eyes of love, the eyes of love, the eyes of love, the eyes of love, when she looks at me. In the eyes of the crowd, I'm a do-nothing kind of a guy who just live and die. In the eyes of the crowd, I'm another Joe on the street. Can't get on my feet. But in the eyes of our woman, they're wrong. A deep and a lover, strong and as brave as can be. And if you can see that she's looking through the eyes of love, 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 when she looks at me. The eyes of love, the eyes of love. She can't see when she looks at me. The eyes of love, the eyes of love, the eyes of love.
That's a pretty good ending. The Partridge Family, Looking Through the Eyes of Love. Not one of their best, but okay. Okay, I haven't been, no comments. I'm like, I've been looking at the comments and there weren't any. There you go. I thought I would do this. This could get me shut down, maybe. I don't know. I don't care. But since I think if Paul Fit to Be died is still out there, this is for him because it's more his speed, I think. This is a Doors B-side, Wild Child. And it's one I don't actually know, but I'm not going to risk playing a Doors A-side. So we're going to play a Doors B-side, Wild Child. And see what happens after that. I don't know.
Wild child, full of grace, savior of the human race, your full face. Natural child, terrible child, not your mother's or your father's child, our child, screaming wild. Staring into the hollow idol's eyes. Wild child, full of grace, savior of the human race. Got to fight, got to fight, got to fight. You remember when we were in Africa?
The Doors, Wild Child. I played that for Paul because I know he's been very tolerant tonight in what I've been playing. So there you go. An original Electro Records. I'm going to play a couple more along a similar line here for a minute. While I look for some, I have two Love 45s, but I don't know where they are. I'll look for them, but I'm running out of steam. So I don't know how hard I'll look, but I will look. Anyway, this next one, everybody knows this next one. And it's everybody. If you own a 45, you ought to own this one. This is The Crazy World of Arthur Brown and the Amazing Fire. And I'll shut up now. Let you hear it.
I am the god of hellfire, and I bring you fire. I take you to earth. Fire. I take you to learn. I'll see you now. You fought hard and you saved and earned. All of us go to earn. Don't you want to tell me what you know you will do? You're gonna burn. Fire to destroy all you've got. Fire to end all you've become. Feel you burn. You've been living like a little girl in the middle of your little world. Like you tell, like you know you've really been so black. You fall apart and fall back. I'll take you to burn. Fire. I'll take you to learn. You're gonna burn. You're gonna burn. You're gonna burn.
Crazy World of Arthur Brown and Fire. There's not really another record like this one. It just isn't. So I'm glad people are talking about love. In the thing. And thank you, Paul. I know you are, but I know you're not really a pop guy. You're more of a rock guy, and I get that. And so I appreciate you hanging out. I really, really do. This next one is a very odd record, but it's a great record. This is Hot Legs, who would morph into 10cc not very long after this. And this is their very strange hit record, Neanderthal Man. If you don't know Neanderthal Man, you're in for a treat. Here's Hot Legs. All Man by Hot Legs, who would later be XTC with the addition of just maybe one more guy. It was pretty complete as it was. And they did do an album. I've never even seen a copy. It exists. I know there's people out there that have it. One of you might even have it, but I've never even seen the album. I have a couple copies of the 45, and that's the best I've ever done. This next one, I'm going to play for Paul again because one of his favorite bands, top 5 easily for Paul, covered this song early on in their career. And I like both versions. One is a garage version and one is just a rock and roll version. And this is the rock and roll version. Here's Johnny Kidd and the Pirates. Whoops. With Shaking All Over.
When you move in right up close to me, that's when I get the shakes all over me. Quivers down the backbone, I got the shakes down the knee bone. Yeah, the tremors in the thigh bone, shaking all over. Just the way that you say goodnight to me brings that feeling on inside of me. Quivers down the backbone, I got the shivers down the thigh bone. Yeah, the tremors in the backbone, shaking all over. Quivers down the backbone, yeah, the shakes in the knee bone. I got the tremors in the thigh bone, shaking all over. Well, you made me shake it and I like to break it. Well, you made me shake it, I like to break it.
Johnny Kidd and the Pirates, who's shaking all over. This is a reissue 45 on EMI. I actually bought this in London in either 1996 or 1997. Just at one of the flea markets. It was either Camden or Piccadilly. I went to them both, and I can't remember which one, but it was just it wasn't actually in the flea market. It was just on the street. There's vendors on the street. And went through some 45s, bought a reissue of a Phil Spector Christmas single and Shaking All Over by Johnny Kidd and the Pirates. Those are the two 45s I bought from the same guy. And I always remember that stuff. This is why I don't like online shopping. You don't have the memory of buying something when you buy it online. I mean, I will have that memory for my whole life. And I might be wrong here, and I realize it was Chad Allen and doing Shaking All Over. But in the States, I don't think we ever got that. I think we only got it as the Guess Who. I think it came out a little bit later than it was actually recorded. And every record I've ever seen, including the ones I have, all say the Guess Who, not Chad Allen. So maybe it did, and they just didn't sell it all here, and then it got reissued. But I'm not sure there was original an original issue in America to whatever. I'm getting tired. I'm gonna play 2 more 78s and call it a night. I'll talk to you guys for a few minutes before I leave, but I just want to play a couple more 78s while I've got this thing set up. And this is the Diamonds. Love, Love, Love. I think this is the A side. I'm trying to play the A side, but I don't really remember the song very well. But this is an original rock and roll 78. I don't have that many rock and roll 78s. So again, while I have this set up, I want to play a couple more and then I'll chat for a minute or two. Here we go. The Diamonds with Love, Love, Love.
Love, 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 love. There ain't nothing in this world for a boy and a girl. Love, 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 love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. There ain't nothing in this world for a boy and a girl. Love, 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 love. And that's the only thing I'm thinking of. Love can make you happy when you feel in love. If the one you love is loving you, there ain't nothing in this world for a boy and a girl but love, 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 love. There ain't nothing in this world for a boy and a girl but love, love, love. And that's the only thing I'm thinking of. Love can pick you up when you feel low down. Love can make you smile when you're right. I want it, I need it, fill my cup with love, 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 love. Let me drink till my head goes round and round with love, love, love. So come and be my turtle dove.
The Diamonds with Love, Love, Love. You guys are all talking about love in the chat, and I didn't do that on purpose, but there you go. Love, love, love. You wanted me to play love? There's some love. I couldn't find my Love 45s. I don't know where they are. Nothing is in order in my life, unfortunately. I'm trying to see if this is cracked because it sure sounded like it was. Yeah, I think it is. Gosh, the 78s are so brittle. Not that this is a nice one or in any kind of good shape or anything. That was a Diamonds, by the way, with Love, Love, Love. But still, I don't like to see it cracked. Anyway, I'm going to finish off with one more 78. And let me make sure that, yeah. And this is Debbie Reynolds and Carlton Carpenter. I have no idea who Carlton Carpenter is, but everybody knows who Debbie Reynolds is, if just for being Princess Leia's mom. So this is on MGM Records. This is Abba Dabba Honeymoon, which the Three Stooges covered. I don't know if this is the original version, but it certainly predates the Stooges. So here we go. Last song, and then I'll talk to you guys for a bit or whatever. But the Abba Dabba Honeymoon by Debbie Reynolds and Carlton Carpenter.
Dabba 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 dabba, these songs I love but you. Dabba dabba dabba, this monkey coffee tip, I love you too. Then the next time, one night in June, he married them and very soon they went upon their Dabba dabba honeymoon.
Way down in the Congo land lived a happy chimpanzee. She loved a monkey with a long tail, and Lordy, how she loved him. Each night he would find her there swinging in the coconut tree. And the monkey gay at the break of day loved to hear his chimpy say, abba dabba 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 dabba, said the chimpy to the monkey. Dabba 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 dabba, said the monkey to the chimpy. All night long they chatter away, all day long they were happy and gay, swinging and singing in the honky tonky way. Abba dabba 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 means monkey. Hello for you.
Dabba dabba dabba, monkey taught me chimp. I love you too.
Then the big baboon one night in June, he married them and very soon they went upon their abba-dabba honeymoon.
All night long they chatter away, all day long they were happy and gay, swinging and singing in the honky tonk way. Dabba 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 means monkey, I love you. Dabba dabba dabba, monkey taught me chimp, I love you too. And the big baboon one night in June, he married them and very soon they went upon their dabba dabba honeymoon.
Then the big baboon one night in June, he married them and very soon they went upon their abba-dabba honey. Honeymoon.
There's nothing like some good tap dancing on a record, huh? Debbie Reynolds and Carlton Carpenter with the Abba Dabba Honeymoon on MGM Records. Clearly that was from a musical. What one? It's so small here. 2 Weeks with Luke. Never heard of it. But there you go. The Abba Dabba Honeymoon from 2 Weeks with Luke. And that's gonna do it tonight. I'm worn out. You wouldn't think this would wear you out, but it actually does. Yeah. But my arm's getting a workout. Yeah, for those that haven't seen me in a long time, let me do this. Let me actually get this box here. Put that box up there. There we go. Hi. For those that don't know, I broke my arm in early February, and so if you didn't see much of me for quite a while, it's because I was living at my mother's house because it was my right arm. It was broken in 2 places, and I couldn't do much for myself. I couldn't drive. I couldn't fix a meal. Anything that needs 2 hands, I can't do. Brushing your teeth left-handed sucks, let me tell you. I couldn't even tie my shoes. So anyway, so I was gone for quite a while, and I'm back. My arm's still healing, but it's better. I had my last doctor's appointment Wednesday. Yeah, it lasted like a minute. You know, you don't think you should pay somebody all this money for to go in and see them for 45 seconds, but at the same time, I'm glad it was only 45 seconds and it was over, and get to move on with my life. I still do physical therapy, but hoping that runs out soon because I'm a little tired of that as well. But anyway, it's getting better. It's tired tonight though. When I use it, it's still tired. It's still very weak. Mowing the lawn isn't very fun. Other than that, that's about it. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. The ones I can see on the screen right now are Paulina, Paul, and Fox Guy. I know there's more of you out there than that. There's 7 of you still. So thank you all, whoever you may be. Darren, if you're still out there, thank you for showing up. I'm glad Kimba showed up. I've forgotten already who else showed up. Oh, yeah. The problem is I don't prepare for these things. I just say I'm going to do this, and I pull maybe 1 or 2 records, and that's it. And now, okay, now what am I going to do? I set up a good 6 minutes of a show, and now what am I going to do? So I just, I play whatever I play. And one of these days, my 45 will be in some sort of order, but that's going to be a long, long process. And then when you have a request, I'll actually be able to play it. Right now, I don't know where most things are. I have just boxes of 45s, and there they are. And my albums are in order for the most part, but my 45s are not. My good 45s and picture sleeves are in order for the first time in years, but non-picture sleeve 45s, FB Productions, I'm sorry, I hope it healed, and thanks for stopping by. And Paul, I can't believe you stayed this long, but I'm very happy. It pleases me no end. I'm thank you for well, I would hope that after 20 years it healed, PB Productions, but breaking a bone sucks. You think, you see these people in a cast, when you see them, and then they're out of the cast, and you think they're better, and they're not. They're better, but they're not healed. They're not normal. They're not back. Oh, I had this huge gas can, and I had to put gas in my lawnmower when I first moved back into my house after like 3.5 months of not being here. And it was all I could do that. And it hurt. And I could do it now much easier. That was a couple weeks ago. Now it's better. It's better every day. Now it's more shoulder pain than arm pain just because you didn't use it for so long. It doesn't know what to do anymore. But anyway, thank you all again. I don't really have much more to say. Thank you for liking the sound. I can't believe to you guys it sounded better than it normally does because it did not here. In this room, it sounded way worse. It sounded okay, but it sounded way worse than it does with my normal turntable and everything. No bass in whatsoever on this thing. And I've got the volume on my stereo cranked to almost half to get this thing to work, to get it loud as I need it, so it sounds good for you guys. And the volume on the Victrola is turned up 2/3 of the way. And that's pumped out of the headphone socket. I tried it out of the album or there's a thing in the back where you can hook it up to a stereo, but that was way quieter. But you had the bonus of its own speaker too, which helped. But I think it's better the way I did it. So anyway, next time I'll spin my good 45s, and they'll probably be on this turntable that the other one's sitting on. That's why you saw a towel all night, by the way. That blue towel is sitting on top of my turntable so I don't scratch my turntable lid. That's what that's all about. I don't have any other place to do this. Oh, is it? Oh, well, happy birthday, Paul. I mean that. I really do. I hope you have a great day. Well, that's cool, Peabody Productions. I'm glad it healed and everything is good, I'd never broken a bone. I'm in my 60s for the first time, break a bone for the first time. That's, you don't expect that. What about all the stupid things I did when I was a kid? Why didn't I break a bone then? Anyway, that about does it. I don't have a lot else to say. I guess I can freak people out and do this for a second because I know that bothers people. Other than that, I don't have a lot going on. It is good to be back though. Good to be back in my house. Good to be back with my records. I missed my records. I missed music, and all I did for 3.5 months was watch cable television. Oh, it's like hell. I don't watch television, So, but anyway, I'm back, and we're back, and I'll do this again. Not as soon as like 2 streams in a week, not like that, but maybe within the next month I'll do this again. I don't know. We'll see. Um, cool. A lot of people start with the Beatles on any channel. I mean, the first channels I watched were mostly Beatle channels. I watched one guy who's not around anymore that was a lounge guy, and I thought that was cool because you don't see very many people talking about Enoch Light and stuff on these channels. And but other than that, it was Paul and me and Mr. Mayo and whoever else it was around then. There weren't that many. And then I started as kind of a Beatle channel, but I never just talked about the Beatles. I always talked about other things as well. Is my wing healed? And hello, Dan. I'm glad you're here. It's healing. It's still healing, but it's. I don't know if it'll ever be perfect again, but it's already good enough. When I'm driving my car, I can actually do this now. I couldn't. I could barely. Well, when I first started driving it again, I could barely touch the steering wheel with my arm, and now I can sort of do that. So it's healing. It takes time. It was broken in 2 places, and that's not when you're in your 60s and you break something, it doesn't heal like you're in your 20s. But it's fine. It's getting there. Exactly, PB. Yeah, that's true, Paul. I don't even watch Beatles channels anymore, hardly at all. If there's this like today, I watched one video on one hand clapping because I wanted to see what you got and what somebody's first impressions were. That's it. I'm not watching everybody's one hand clapping video. I'm not watching everybody's mind game super deluxe box set video. I don't have time for that. It's great that they get tons of views and I'm happy for them, but yeah, I mostly watch non-music channels these days on YouTube, to be honest. Um, because most people don't have a whole lot to say about anything that I'm interested in anymore. Or if they do, it's something that's been said 1,000 times and doesn't really need to be said anymore. You know. And I don't do like the countdowns. I don't do my top 20 Wings albums. I don't really care who you are. I don't Why would I care what your favorite Wings albums are? I don't. So I don't really do that kind of stuff anymore. Yeah, exactly, Dan. Sneeze got the best Beatles channel, absolutely. All right, I've yammered on enough. Once again, thank you all for showing up. I really, really appreciate it, and I'll do it again one of these days. Something completely different, probably. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, thanks for showing up. I really appreciate it, and everybody have a great night. And again, get some sleep and take care. I'll catch you next time.